if you are fluffy. I have been fluffy. I'm fine with that. Make sure that thing clicks. Just because your ass fits in it and it don't click, don't ride that son of a bitch, because you're going to fly out.
So what you're saying is the equivalent of if the jeans fit doesn't mean you got to wear them?
Yeah, exactly, because when you bend over, it's going to rip. Don't put that shit on. If it doesn't click, then you should not do it.
You must have quit.
Is this
damn it, yes!
That's what I'm trying to say.
Is this turned into the O.J. Simpson trial, and I didn't even know it?
Okay, and another situation is a lady has gotten on these rides. I was up late last night researching.
This is why we had to show people. Because her crazy ass just keeps talking about that.
Anyways,
I don't know. What made you think of this, though?
Me and your husband were up late talking about it.
Oh,
okay.
Let me tell you the story. You know the story she just told you about the lady in Six Flags that fell down in front of her kid? My husband had heard a urban legend of that bitch flew off in the bushes and they couldn't find her.
It's right off the highway. I said, damn, she flew a really long way, because I looked at it on the highway. But anyways, because another thing about the head thing, you were giving me a hard time because I was like, look, I can't get back on this because my head's messed up. Like, I can't, like, I got a really bad headache. Actually, there's been quite a few things where they were on it. This one lady was like, I'm sick, get me off, I'm sick. And they thought she said, I want to. Yeah, very much. They shoved her ass back on there, and when she got off, she was unconscious.
I had a sexual escapade like that one time. I said, stop, and he thought I said, give it the gas, and it was bad. I just got to tell you, when they get them signals mixed up, it is a bad situation for everybody, even on roller coaster rides. I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there.
That is so gross. You got the wrong kind of thrill.
I did. Damn it.
Anyways, the lady passed away because she had a brain aneurysm. And that's another thing. Like, if you're on these, headbangers have, like, different, like, they have brain cells messed up because their head is always in, like, in a bad position. And when you get drunk, like myself, and you close your eyes and you pretend like you're somewhere else, you don't know when to tense up or when to release. So you just trying to sit in your seat, and then that messes you up and your head gets banged around on.
So that first tip of getting drunk, it may not been the
I
best.
didn't say these are don't say Ashley told me to do this.
This is teaching with Ashley, people.
Okay, check your friends, because there's another one that this little kid was on a
ride.
ride.
This damn list.
Look, man, you shouldn't give me this list. I have books that tell me how to survive bad dates and how to survive bad disaster situations. I'm a paranoid individual, okay? I know how to get out of a trunk, okay? I'm going to live. If somebody kidnaps me, you're supposed to kick out the brake light and put your hand out there and wave at people. Or I'm serious. I read this shit. Leave me alone. All right. Okay, the last one is check your friends, because this one kid was on a roller coaster in Disney. This is their first fatality ever. In Disney, the kid was like, "Ooh, I'm so excited," and he stood up, and his friend had unbuckled his seatbelt, and he stood up and he fell out. So check your damn friends.
Little bastard.
If you know they're pieces of shit, you don't ride that ride with them.
Oh my God.
That is it.
And that concludes children teachings with Ashley.
Yeah. And don't get in that floaty house. Them things are flying all over the state.
I didn't know this would run off into a paranoid escapade for you. I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
Good. Well, Ashley, now that you done told them everything that can happen,
enjoy your ride.
Enjoy your family time, people.
It might be your last time.
I know. Oh my God. I was wondering why you were like, make sure you say, is this the ride of your life or the last one? I was like, God, Ashley.
Well, I have a lot more stories, but go on with yours.
Lord of mercy. Well, I wanted to touch on haunted places. Like, we were talking about all the crazy stuff that happens at these amusement parks, but actually there are some that are very, very haunted. The first ones that I came across, actually it's a list of 5. The 5 haunted locations. The first one that I'd like to mention to you, and a lot of these, by the way, happen to happen in damn Ohio. Ohio.
Six Flags?
No, none of them are Six Flags. The first one is Dorney Park. This is located this one's actually in Pennsylvania. Right outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The park dates back to 1860. Where Salmon Dorney actually bought a large piece of land and built a trout hatchery and a summer resort on them. In 1970, he decided to open it up and add some attractions for people. By 1880, there were rides and a petting zoo. Throughout the years, various owners of the park had updated rides and kept the park going. It is said that there are ghosts that haunt part of the park. Near what is the Dominator. I don't know what the hell a Dominator
thing is, how do you know it's people haunting it? Because it's always like populated. I mean, it is a good theory because if you die
a lot
suddenly,
of these things,
and it's a lot of energy. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they got EMF probably pumping through here all the time, and the theory is either they give it off or they're attracted to EMF spirits. So you have this thing going all the time. It's unreal the amount that probably comes off of here. But anyway, a lot of times you'll see the workers and stuff like that will see these people. Anyway, it's an old building that houses an arcade and a few shops and eateries. Connecting the two eateries is a corridor that leads to an old mine shaft. There has been reports of a man seen by the door that appears and disappears just as quickly. There have also been reports of strange noises and occurrences throughout the building. Now, that probably, I could see that. Like, if there was a mine shaft down there or something happened that they probably didn't know about, then any of that EMF or that energy, I mean, could you imagine? We think that our energy sometimes is what helps us imprint on places, and that's why you have like residual. Gosh, man, I mean, amusement park, you get frights, you get thrills, you get all of that. I mean, I can imagine all that. Oh, God, here she comes, teaching with Ashley.
Okay, now, there's two things I'd like to point out. Okay, now you were saying about, somebody going down a hatch, whatever, workers. In one Disney situation...
Okay, can't we just do our dreaded Disney a little segment?
We need to. Okay.
Yes, we'll give that to you. I'll give that to you. Jesus, if you take us down that road of don't let your friends ride with you and shit like that and get drunk, you teaching people. You're teaching them the gospel, Ashley.
I didn't say it was a good lesson. I said I was teaching.
All right, the next one is Cedar Point. This is in Ohio amusement park. It's 364 acres. It has the world record for the most roller coasters. In the 1960s, there was a boat ride to the peninsula where the amusement park is currently located. It was a place for the Confederates to use for housing. In 1870, a beer garden opened and a ferry ride was available for just 25 cents. Bathhouses were erected in 1878, but there was no boat rides available to get there. By the mid-1890s, the first candy shop opened up. In 1892, the first roller coaster was built. Ever since then, it's been growing with each owner. According to the stories, there was a carousel that was being built by William H. Denzel. He was building it for his unborn daughter and affixing a white horse to lead the pack of horses on the carousel. When his wife and daughter died in childbirth, he changed the white horse to a black military horse. Reports are that at night, when the ride closes down, the carousel will itself turn on and you will see the wife and daughter riding the horse around. That's kind of sad. What? I'd want to see that. If I was able to, I would be like, I'd put that camera up, man. Hell yeah.
I don't even know what to say to that. Oh.
Why? I think that's really cool. That's like one of the better ones. Like
better ones?
A juicy
That's
one, man.
Shitty story. How's that better?
You're talking about fat ladies flying through the air out of damn roller coasters, okay? I gotta.
See, when you say it, it's really bad. I'm not laughing at the situation. Don't make me a bad person.
I'm talking about real hauntings called the freaking paranormal. Anyway, number 3, Coney Island. Coney Island is located in the southern peninsula of Brooklyn, New York City. In the 1860s, there were streetcars that would line the area. In 1881, there were steamboats that bring people to the peninsula. By the time the beginning of hotels, racetracks, and amusement park was taking place, the first carousel was built in 1876. By 1961, Coney Island was in full swing, and the first annual hot dog eating contest was held. Hot dog eating contest.
That's why they can't get on them fucking rides.
I can't. Ashley. There's always controversy about the development of Coney Island, but the owners have kept it up and is still going strong today. With public and private beaches on a boardwalk filled with shops and eateries, games and arcades and rides. It has had its problems, but continues to do well. According to the legend, there's a roller coaster with a tower, which is known to be haunted by L.A. Thompson. He was famous for building many roller coasters, but not this particular one. So no one knows why he haunts this particular ride, but he does. And that's
the tower where they take them up high and then drop them?
I'm assuming that's what that is, yes.
Okay, well, in one of them, in Six Flags, the cable broke, and it went around this 13-year-old's neck and leg. She got it off her neck, but it got stuck on her legs and took her feet off. Both of her feet off.
Both of them or just one?
Both. They were able to put one back on.
That's a good story right there. I thought I was going real bad in the beginning, but that bitch got her neck and one foot out. I'm proud of her. That's a good story.
Well, they took a foot off, but they were able to put it back on.
And that's one of those towers. I know, that's one of them towers. Oh man, I tell you what, that is crazy. Holy shit.
Superman Tower.
I hate them damn towers, by the way. Who the hell wants to go up just to be dropped? I want something that's fun in the middle of it, but I would shit my pants. I just got to tell you. Anyway, the next one, 4, is Kings Island. Now, this is in Mason, Ohio, and this is a partner with Cedar Point. It's the first to open its doors in 1972 after breaking ground in 1970. It was erected to serve as a replacement park for Ohio's version of Coney Island. Now, they have multiple people that are supposedly dead in this and haunts around. It has its own mall, though, and sites on the plot of land. It has 775 acres. There's plenty of room for expansion, and it will happen in the future. There are actually 5 different ghosts that haunt this amusement park. They got a ghost called Tommy Tower. Tommy was at a graduation party and got a little too drunk. When he thought it was a good idea to climb the tower, ultimately falling to his death. Which, that damn tower, man. There's a little boy or girl that will walk along the racer behind all the games. There is a fountain where people have reported seeing a glowing set of eyes. There has been reports of a figure walking around the International Restaurant, which is located above the entrance. There is also a deceased security guard that haunts the place, and a park attendant that was drunk and fell to his death on a flight commander ride. She fought with the ride operators and undid her restraints. She thought it would be a good idea to stand up and wave to her friends.
If you're that kind of drunk, just don't drink. There's other ones about Kings Island that I'm going to tell you. This one guy, are you still going about Kings Island? No,
you can add in with Kings Island.
Okay, this one guy, he got drunk and fell into the Oktoberfest pool. And 2 people went to go save him, an employee and his friend, and they suffered from electrical shock. It was fatal to both of them except for the guy that got drunk and fell in. Then another one.
How the hell did he not get shocked?
I don't know. It could just. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
All of them died. The flight commander died from impact. That's the one you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Only an hour later, she died from that. But people
because she was drunk and wanted to just wave at her damn friends. That's crazy.
One didn't have that one.
That security guard, though, I got to give it to that son of a bitch. He's still trying to patrol even though he's gone. That's what I got to say.
Well, perhaps coincidentally, the grounds of Kings Island has been rumored to be haunted. People have reported seeing a little girl in a blue dress.
See, that's what
in 2012, an episode of Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Hunter was filmed at the park.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I'd like to look that up, man. That's pretty neat.
Look at that.
The last one that I have to talk about is number 5, is Magic Kingdom, which, Ashley, damn it, you can go on with your dreaded Disney after this. The amusement park is a Walt Disney faction. It opened in 1971 as the most visited park in the world, built over a series of tunnels. This gives the park an elevation of 107 feet, located in the Magic Kingdom grounds at Main Street, Adventureland, Frontierland, Liberty Square, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, and Mickey's Toon Fair. The park was actually a big part of Walt Disney's vision, but was incomplete at the time of his death. As legend has it, this is kind of cool right here, people. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride is the portion that is haunted. Every morning when the workers come in, they have to say good morning to the ghost or the ride does not work that day.
Which one?
That's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh.
When they attempt to run the ride without acknowledging the apparition, it will break down.
Okay, about Pirates of the Caribbean, theirs actually here recently, like in the 1990s, and it was like a trend. A lot of people were doing this, where they would take human remains, like ashes, and would throw it. One lady threw it out in the Pirates of the Caribbean, and before then, it was claimed that the skeletons in Pirates of the Caribbean were actually real skeletons because he wanted the real feel, and then were later on switched out. But one of them still real, actual skeletons.
That's crazy. I bet that's what that rule came up. They're like, some bitches, we can't get this ride started without saying hello to all these damn apparitions these some bitches done threw the ashes in of.
And then
they got jobs to do, people. Keep them ashes at home.
The most frequent places, they are actually trained in hazmat suits and everything to come out and do this because it happens so often. And so many people do it in the Haunted Mansion, the one that we actually wrote on. They just dump them out in there for some reason. Another...
You know, if you go to Disneyland itself in Florida...
It's hell.
Oh, God, it is. It's Satan's playground, people. I swear to goodness. I've never seen so many people crying and babbling and snotting. And that's just the grown-ups.
And you gotta walk.
God darn it.
My